A Colorado immigrant rights activist who resisted deportation for years is in federal court today. Jeanette Vizguerra, an undocumented immigrant, was detained by Immigration and Customs Enforcement last week. Thanks for joining us for Denver 7 News at 6. I'm Jessica Porter.
I'm Shannon Ogden. Glad you're with us tonight. ICE says Vizguerra entered the U.S. illegally, received due process in immigration court, and now has a final deportation order.
Vizguerra's legal team, however, says she was wrongfully detained and filed a petition demanding her release. Today in court, her attorneys asked to add an argument to that petition. They say ICE also targeted Vizguerra for her activism.
And tonight, her family, legal team, and immigrant advocates held a rally calling for her release.
Denver 7's Ryan Fish is live at the Denver City and County building with more on their demands. Ryan.
Shannon, Jessica, this case is now playing out in court 11 days after Vizguerra was arrested outside her job at Target. But really, this case and this disagreement goes back more than 11 years ago. In 2012, while appealing a removal order, Vizguerra self-removed. She left the U.S. to visit her dying mother in Mexico. She came back the following year, 2013, illegally crossing back into the country. Now, ICE has said her removal order was then reinstated and has always been legitimate. Her legal team says that was done improperly and there has never been a legitimate order. And that second piece that you mentioned, introduced in court today, saying Vizguerra was unfairly targeted because of her activism and violating the First Amendment. Her son and one of her lawyers spoke to that just a few minutes ago here.
She should have the right to go out there and talk about, problems that need to be talked about without being targeted, ambushed and taken away.
Speech, conduct, being involved in protests, saying things that might not be popular, seem to be the kind of thing that gets the attention of the authorities in enforcement.
Now, former Denver ICE Field Office Director John Fabricatore told us today Vizguerra does have First Amendment rights, but those are not a shield for deportation. He takes the same position that ICE currently does, that Vizguerra faces a valid final deportation order. And meanwhile, Vizguerra, through all of this, remains in that ICE detention center in Aurora. Last week, a federal judge ruled she has to stay there, or at least has to stay in the state of Colorado, and cannot be deported until this case is heard. And those next steps, Vizguerra's attorneys have until April 8th to amend this petition to add that second argument about being targeted for her speech as an activist. And then after that, the government has 3 weeks to provide their response. So still a while to go here as this case plays out legally. For now, live downtown, Ryan Fish, Denver 7.
A long legal process unfolding. Ryan, thank you. And we've been following this story since it broke. Catch up on the latest on our website. You can scan the QR code on your screen or go to denver7.com and search Vizguerra. Read how Colorado leaders are responding to her arrest and hear from the former director of ICE's Denver field office, who says that she has had more than due process.